Hey there, YouTubers. Right, so had a viewer suggest trying bass frequency boost on an AsRock B660M Pro. Of course, I don't have that one. I have the AsRock Z690 Pro, which also has that. Was, originally looking for, hey, is the ability to boost the bass clock frequency in there. Never thought about this thing because I've honestly, for this motherboard, I don't think I've ever had it on a motherboard, and I have tons of motherboards where I've never noticed it. So maybe you learn something every day. But we're going to run a couple of benchmarks, and at worst, I'm also going to do a little Fortnite on here. It's not going to be the same as doing a straight up comparison, but if you really get 10% boost like he says, you should notice significant increase in the frame rate. So just so we can see that, here's the video of one of the games I did. Actually, you can see I've done quite a bunch of them. i5 12400F is in here. Game starts off 400 but FPS average, but by the end of it it's down to 324. This is 1080p competitive, so 10% boost, we should be 350, right? Give or take. Now we're also going to run benchmarks here real fast, XTU, so we can get a score. And make sure everything's off that needs to be off. We don't need Microsoft Paint open. Alright, let's get that score. And yours truly is going to write this down because I'll forget it otherwise. So the XTU, I would say, has got to be more of a multi-core score. And we do not have power limits adjusted. I think when you do the bass boost, bass frequency boost, it's going to boost those as well. 3980, alright? And just because I don't want this to drag on forever, hey, let's do this. You guys need to know this information. i5 12400F, AsRock Z690. I always like to show you guys proof of what's in here. RTX 3090. Somewhere it should say 32 gigs of RAM. Yeah, up here. We're using Windows 10 on this computer, though quite a few of my computers are on Windows 11. Alright, so advanced tuning. Do we have anything boosted? No, we do not. Alright. Let's close this completely because this is a potentially resource hog. Alright, so that has been completely closed. Now I'm going to run R20 for you all. We'll get that score. Then we'll do the boost and we'll compare. If it's really 10%, then we did pretty good, right? Then it will mean that we need to do some further testing. And I'm going to rotate this. Hopefully, this is one of the worst ways to record these things, but I have no idea where my good capture card went to. I come back from Africa. I put it in a box somewhere. You may have noticed all of the computer parts I shipped back. There's a ridiculous amount of them, and I do not know where it is. So everything is back, at least that I'm aware of. So this CPU's probably got to be at least as good as an i5 10700. And there's our score. So Done this a couple times. It obviously fluctuates for whatever reason. CPU could be warmer when you start. There could be crap going on in the background. Whatever, right? Alright, now let's go into the BIOS. Kill this. Restart this thing. And I'm going to pause it because I think my email address pops up in the beginning, so we're restarting to the BIOS. So I did order a new cell phone, folks. One that's got a 48 megapixel camera, much bigger screen for me. Whether it'll be any better for this. So I believe I've done a BIOS update on this computer, just so you know. We do have our RAM running at 3200 megahertz. And what we want to do is go up to advanced mode up there in the upper right. And then from here, OC Tweaker. In case you didn't see that, I clicked OC Tweaker. Probably, this should be under CPU configuration if I remember correctly. Now to find it, folks. This will take a moment. No. I know I've seen this before. So I'm going to pause it till I find it. Alright folks, yours truly is blind as a freaking bat, right? It's right here. So let's rewind. Let's just do this quick and easy. I'm in easy mode. This is where it's going to most likely start up. I go up to the upper right. I click on advanced mode. I then go over here to OC Tweaker. And then boom, there it is right there. Bass frequency boost. I'm going to change this from auto to the highest freaking setting it can handle. Holy shit. That's a lot, folks. 265. Now we do have a 1000 watt EVGA power supply on this bad boy. And what else do we have? We have separate power, CPU power connectors. I feel good about this. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to exit. I think it's going to adjust everything else, hopefully. Yeah, see that? It is making its own adjustment for you, maxing these out. Yeah, we want it. We want it, folks. Now hopefully this thing will come back out of BIOS. So I just rebooted, and we rebooted to this. That's not good. So I'm going to restart it. Good chance this is unstable, but we'll find out shortly. So we're in. Now my only question, folks, is if it actually kept those changes or it eliminated them. Let's look at XTU. It should show some things have been adjusted. Okay, so it's still changed up here. Alright. Let's go ahead and run our benchmark. It's a little scary, you know, when you come out of that and your picture's all pixelated. Alright, so we're going to run this. We want to beat 3986. And then if both of these are higher, then we're going to play some Fortnite. Now I will say this, if this works, there's a good chance the i7 is going to end up back in this motherboard, because a 10% boost in that is pretty darn impressive if it happens. 3990. That's barely a, not really much of an increase there. I didn't write down the other stuff, but let's kill this completely. You know what, folks? We had some background noise. We're going to have to do that again. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background. Auto starting. Is this cooled off? So this has a Noctua CPU cooler on, not the stock. You would not see this temperature with the stock cooler. Let's try that again. So if it's less than 3986, that means for at least for this benchmark it had no effect on it. If it's greater than 3990, then good chance it is better. $40.17. Interesting, folks. Is that 10%? No, it is not, but where's our calculator at? So I'm going to go with the 3986 because the 3990 was already boosted, though there was stuff going on in the background. So you've got 14 plus 17, 31. 31 divided by 3986 will give us a percentage increase, and it is less than 1%, so that's not 10%. Alright, let's kill this. Let's fire up the Cinebench. Get this thing going. And run. So obviously we want to beat 4673. And there's potentially that this will help out a i7 or i9 more than it will help out the i5, but who knows. So we'll fire up Fortnite next. If this one is higher. $47.32. A little bit of a boost. You know, I had adjusted power limits before and got, I think, a slightly bigger increase. Let's do that since we have plenty of headroom on this power supply. So we'll keep obviously the base boosters in there. I'm just going to go ahead and boost PL1 all the way to the max. And we're going to run the benchmark in here one more time. See if we can get a little more. See if we can beat 4013. Hopefully I gave my CPU long enough to cool off. Forty 44. Okay, that's even better, right? Still not like massive. Let's run this again. So we're definitely using more electric, folks. How much more? Yeah, that's about as much as I've ever gotten out of this thing. Just a little bit of an increase. And the score was a little lower. So either it's because it was running a little hot, or the fact I had Intel XTU open. Dang it. Let's close this. Completely close it. Give it a little bit to cool off. So we were trying to beat 4732. Did not beat it that time. And let's run again. $47.25. That is not our highest, so adjusting power limits to unlimited didn't do anything. Alright, let's go ahead and fire up Fortnite and see what we get. So the benchmarks were all pretty much multi-core. Did not run Cinebench R23 single core. Perhaps I should have. This game is CPU intensive and seems to react much better to higher single core, quad core. If your CPU has high single core and quad core, usually does pretty good. The multi-core score is not that significant. I never got really good results using something like a Ryzen 3900X, which at the time had a awesome multi-core. So hopefully I will survive, folks. That's always the thing, you know. My kid was playing. He plays very aggressively, and finishes much better than I do most of the time. But if you've seen the channel, you know I have a lot of first places under my belt. Ridiculous number of top tens, in the thousands of top tens. So, but first place is another story. First place takes a little bit more skill, a little better shooting. Alright, so 1080p competitive is the setting. And this kind of shows you how basically how I set up our afterburner, at what point I turn afterburner on. And then I probably will also record this because we want to stay consistent. The recording, you know, drops down the FPS a few percent possibly. So, all right. So we have a lot going on in this one, folks. So I always show people the settings, just to be consistent, competitive, direct 12, ray tracing off, okay? Then we're going to jump out, try and survive for a little while. I have this camera like right in my freaking face, so unlike the last game, folks, where we, wow, there's that thing over there. We started off at dang, like a 400 something average. We're only in the 360s right now. And you know, Fortnite, obviously depending on where you land, that can affect things. So, you know, I also play this game to get upgrades. A lot of people will be like, oh, get in there and kill somebody already. But the game is not completely about that, folks. Though I do wonder, you know, I should go after, I do try and change it up a little. Sometimes I will just try and kill everybody I can kill. Especially when you start the game with a good weapon. If you don't start with a good weapon, then alright, so our guns are lousy. Truck here. Somewhere there's a thing. Let's I don't even know if we have enough to get up there. Huh. I don't know where the hell that thing is. I'm about to destroy this whole place, folks, looking for a... Oh, there it is. Should we get some gas? Might as well, right? Oh, it's already filled up. Alright, so check the map. And I hate when I hit the wrong buttons. Somebody's been by here already. Oh, we need this weapon for sure. Be up in the attic. There we go. So whoever was here missed out, you know? We want that one. Now I got a good gun, folks. The only way this would get better is if it was gold, obviously, but and then we had a lot more ammo. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. Let me out of here. How did I get in this place? Oops. Didn't see that rock coming. So we might have to stop and get. What do they got here? Anything? Nope. Okay. We need a campground. Oh no. Oh no. We're not gonna make it. Where are we? Ta-da! Somehow we made it. I must not be using that chug stuff right. Okay, so we need to find somebody to shoot to get down below. There's nobody. Somebody's been by here already. So really, no increase in the wattage on the CPU. Obviously the frequency has not changed. We haven't killed anybody yet. Gonna get up there and alright, finally got somebody. Oh no. I was killing that guy. Dang it.